I found the second wedding ring on a Thursday afternoon while looking for batteries. That's how these things always happen, isn't it? You're not looking for evidence of betrayal. You're just looking for AA batteries for the remote control because you want to watch something mindless on Netflix while folding laundry. And then your entire world explodes in your hands. The ring was in the back of Ethan's sock drawer, tucked inside an old sunglasses case I'd never seen before. It was gold, simple, masculine, exactly like the one on his finger, except this one was clean and unworn, while his was scratched and dented from 7 years of marriage. I stood there, holding it, my brain trying to make sense of what I was seeing. Maybe it was a replacement ring. Maybe he'd bought it as a backup. But even as I thought it, I knew. You always know, don't you? Your body knows before your mind catches up. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. My mouth went dry. I opened the sunglasses case wider. There was something else inside. A small photograph, the old-fashioned kind with the white border. A woman I'd never seen before, blonde and smiling, standing in front of a house I didn't recognize. She was wearing a white sundress and holding up her left hand to the camera, showing off a ring. Not an engagement ring, a wedding band. Simple, gold, feminine. The companion to the one I was holding. I sat down on our bedroom floor, still holding the ring and the photo, and I couldn't breathe. 7 years. We'd been married for 7 years. Together for 9. I knew everything about Ethan, or I thought I did. I knew he took his coffee black, that he was allergic to shellfish, that he snored when he slept on his back, that he'd grown up in Ohio, that his parents had died in a car accident when he was in college. I knew he worked in pharmaceutical sales, traveling 3 days a week to various hospitals and clinics. I knew his favorite movie was The Godfather and his favorite band was Radiohead, and that he cried during the ending of Field of Dreams, even though he pretended not to. But apparently, I didn't know him at all. I looked at the photo again, studying the woman's face. She was pretty in a wholesome, girl-next-door way. Early 30s, maybe. Around my age. She looked happy. Really, genuinely happy. The kind of happiness you have when you think your life is exactly what it appears to be. I wondered if she knew about me. I wondered if she was sitting in her house right now, folding laundry, completely unaware that the man she called her husband had another wife in another city. My phone was in my hand before I consciously decided to call him. It rang 4 times before going to voicemail. Ethan's cheerful voice. "You've reached Ethan Carter. Leave a message and I'll get back to you." I hung up and called again. Voicemail. Again. Voicemail. I texted, "Call me right now." Nothing. I took photos of the ring and the picture with my phone, my hands still shaking so badly I had to take 3 shots before they came out clear. Then I put everything back exactly where I'd found it, closed the drawer, and went downstairs. I poured myself a glass of wine, even though it was 2 in the afternoon. Then I poured another. Ethan was in Chicago, or at least that's what he'd told me when he left Monday morning. He traveled every week, Monday through Wednesday usually, sometimes through Thursday. He'd been doing it the entire time I'd known him. It was just part of who he was, part of his job. I'd never questioned it. Why would I? He called every night. He texted throughout the day. He brought me gifts from the cities he visited. He complained about hotel beds and airport food and missing me. He was present even when he was absent. Or was he? Now that I was thinking about it, really thinking about it, there were things that didn't add up. The way he was always vague about exactly which hotel he was staying at. The way he never wanted to FaceTime when he was traveling, said it made him feel more lonely to see my face on a screen. The way he paid for everything in cash when he was on the road, said it was easier than tracking business expenses. The way he didn't have social media, said he didn't see the point. I'd thought all of it was just Ethan being Ethan, private, old-fashioned, focused on our real life instead of virtual ones. Now I saw it differently. Now I saw a man carefully constructing a double life, eliminating any possibility of being caught. My phone rang. Ethan. I stared at his name on the screen for a long moment before answering. "Hey babe," he said, sounding slightly out of breath. "Sorry, I was in a meeting. What's up?" "Where are you right now?" I asked. "Chicago. You know that. Is everything okay? You sound weird. Which hotel? What? Which hotel are you staying at? There was a pause, just a fraction of a second, but I caught it. The Marriott, downtown. Why? Which Marriott? There are like 10 Marriotts in Chicago. The one on Michigan Avenue. Jen, what's going on? Jen. My name is Jennifer, but he's called me Jen since our second date. It's one of our things. One of those small intimacies that makes a relationship feel real. Now I wondered what he called her, if he had pet names for her too, if he had a whole separate vocabulary of intimacy for his other life. I need you to come home, I said. I can't. I have meetings all day tomorrow. I'll be home Wednesday night like always. Not Wednesday. Today. Right now. That's impossible. What's wrong? Are you sick? Is someone hurt? I could lie. I could say there was an emergency, force him to come home, confront him in person. But I was so tired suddenly. Tired of not knowing. Tired of the performance in my own head. Tired of pretending everything was normal when I was holding evidence that nothing was normal at all. I found a wedding ring in your sock drawer, I said. A second wedding ring. And a photo of a woman I've never seen before. The silence that followed lasted forever. I could hear him breathing, could almost hear his mind racing, trying to figure out what to say, what lie would work. Jen, don't. Don't say my name like that. Don't try to explain or make excuses. Just tell me the truth. Who is she? More silence. Then, so quietly I almost didn't hear it. Her name is Amanda. The confirmation hit me like a physical blow, even though I'd already known. Hearing him say her name made it real in a way the ring and photo hadn't. Amanda. He had a whole other person, a whole other life, a whole other love. Are you married to her? I asked. Yes. How long? 5 years. 5 years. We'd been married for 7, which meant he'd married her 2 years into our marriage. While I was planning our anniversary trip to Hawaii, he was apparently planning a wedding to someone else. Where does she live? Jen, please. Where does she live? Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Where he traveled to every week. Not Chicago. Not the rotation of Midwestern cities he'd told me about. Pittsburgh. The same city, every single week, to the same woman who thought she was his only wife. Does she know about me? I asked. No. Does anyone know? Your colleagues, your friends, anyone? No. Nobody knows. How is that even possible? How do you keep 2 entire lives separate? How do you remember which lies you've told to which wife? I didn't mean for this to happen, he said, and his voice cracked. I love you. I love you so much. This wasn't supposed to. You married her, I was shouting now, standing up, pacing our kitchen. You didn't accidentally fall into a marriage. You planned a wedding. You said vows. You put a ring on her finger and promised to forsake all others. That's not something that just happens. That's a choice. Multiple choices. Hundreds of choices over 5 years. I know. Why? Why would you do this to me, to her? Why not just leave if you weren't happy? I am happy. I was happy. I am happy with you. He was crying now. I could hear it in his voice. You have to believe me. I love you. I never wanted to hurt you, but you love her too. He didn't answer, which was answer enough. I hung up. My hands were shaking so violently I dropped the phone. It clattered on the tile floor, and I left it there. I poured another glass of wine and sat at our kitchen table, the one we'd picked out together at IKEA 3 years ago, and I tried to make sense of my life. Ethan called back 16 times. I didn't answer. He texted, "Please let me explain. I'm so sorry. I never wanted you to find out like this. Please talk to me. I'm booking a flight home right now. I'll be there by tonight. Please." I turned my phone off. I sat in our house. Was it even our house? Or was he paying for another house in Pittsburgh? Another mortgage? Another life? Another version of this exact same existence? And I tried to remember who I was before Ethan. We'd met at a friend's wedding. He was the best man. I was a bridesmaid. He'd made me laugh during the rehearsal dinner with his terrible toast ideas, and we'd ended up talking until 3 in the morning at the hotel bar. He was smart and funny and attentive in a way the men I'd dated before weren't. He seemed solid, reliable, like someone you could build a life with. We dated for 2 years before he proposed. It was perfect. A weekend getaway to a bed and breakfast, a walk on the beach, the ring I'd mentioned loving months earlier. The wedding was small and intimate, just family and close friends. We honeymooned in Italy. We bought this house a year later. We talked about having kids soon, maybe next year, after I got the promotion I'd been working toward. It was a good life, a normal life, the kind of life millions of people have, except mine was apparently a lie. Half a life. A timeshare marriage where I didn't even know I was sharing. I thought about Amanda in Pittsburgh. Did she have the same kind of life? The same house? The same conversations about having kids? The same belief that she knew her husband? Was her version of Ethan the same as mine? Or had he created an entirely different person for her? Was he more attentive with her? Less? Did he love her more? The question surprised me with its pain. It hadn't occurred to me to wonder which of us he loved more. But now I couldn't stop wondering. If he had to choose, which one of us would he choose? And why did part of me still care? I heard his car in the driveway around 8 p.m. I'd been sitting in the dark, hadn't turned on any lights, had just watched the sun set through our living room window. The door opened. He called my name softly. I didn't answer. He found me in the living room. He looked terrible, red-eyed, disheveled, like he'd aged 10 years in 6 hours. He sat down on the couch across from me, and we stared at each other in the darkness. "Talk," I said. He took a breath. "I met Amanda 4 years before I met you. We were together for 3 years. I loved her. I thought I'd marry her. But then she got a job in Pittsburgh and moved, and I wasn't ready to follow her. We broke up. It was bad. Really bad. I was devastated. And then you met me, and then I met you, and I fell in love with you. Really, genuinely in love. You were everything I wanted, everything I needed. We got married and I was happy. I thought the Amanda chapter of my life was over. But she reached out 2 years into our marriage. She was back in town for a conference. She wanted to meet for coffee, catch up. I knew I shouldn't go. I knew it was a bad idea. But I went. And all those feelings came back. Not in a way that diminished what I felt for you. It was separate. Like I had 2 hearts, and each one beat for a different person. That's not how love works, Ethan. I know that. But in the moment, it felt real. She said she'd made a mistake letting me go. She said she'd always loved me. She asked if there was any chance for us. And you said yes. I said I was married. I told her about you. But she kept pushing. Kept saying we belonged together. That she'd changed. That she was ready now for what she hadn't been ready for before. And he stopped, covered his face with his hands. I couldn't let her go. Not again. The first time almost destroyed me. I couldn't go through that twice. So you married her too. She didn't know about you. I told her I'd broken up with someone but was ready to move on. We got married at a courthouse in Pittsburgh with 2 witnesses we pulled off the street. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't like our wedding. It was just necessary to keep her. You committed bigamy to keep her. Yes, and you've been living 2 separate lives for 5 years. Married to both of us. Lying to both of us. Every single day. Yes. I stood up and turned on a lamp. I needed to see his face. Needed to look him in the eyes when I asked the next question. Do you have children with her? His face crumpled. We have a daughter. She's 3. Her name is Sophie. I actually gasped. The air left my lungs completely. A daughter. He had a daughter with another woman. A 3-year-old child I'd never heard about, never suspected existed. Which meant he'd been a father for 3 years while coming home to me and talking about how we should start trying for kids soon. Does she look like you? I asked. And I don't know why that was the question that came out, but it was. Yes, he whispered. She has my eyes. I started laughing. It came out harsh and bitter and slightly unhinged. We've been trying to figure out the right time to have kids. I turned down that job in Seattle because you said you wanted to stay here, plant roots, start a family. And the whole time, you already had a family. You already had a daughter. I'm sorry. Stop saying you're sorry. Sorry doesn't mean anything. Sorry is what you say when you accidentally step on someone's foot or forget their birthday. You don't say sorry for marrying another woman and having a child with her while pretending to be a faithful husband. That's not something sorry covers. What do you want me to say? I want you to explain to me how you did this, how you kept it all straight, how you remembered which wife you were supposed to be with on which days, how you could hold a baby in Pittsburgh and then come home to me and talk about hypothetical baby names like it was all theoretical. He was silent for a long moment. Then, I compartmentalized. When I was with you, you were my whole world. Amanda and Sophie didn't exist. And when I was with them, you didn't exist. I lived in the present moment, whoever that moment was with. That's psychopathic. I know. Do you? Do you really understand how deeply fucked up this is? You didn't just cheat. You created an entire alternate reality. You're not one person living two lives. You're two different people. The Ethan I know doesn't exist. Neither does the Ethan she knows. We're both married to ghosts. I'm real, he said. My love for both of you is real. Love isn't compartmentalized, Ethan. Love isn't something you can split down the middle and serve to two different people like you're cutting a pie. Love is commitment. It's choosing one person and building a life with them. What you have isn't love. It's possession. It's selfishness. It's wanting to have everything without having to sacrifice anything. You're right, he said. You're absolutely right. I'm selfish. I'm terrible. I've ruined everything. But I can fix this. I can make this right. How? How exactly do you make this right? Are you going to divorce one of us? Choose? Flip a coin to decide which wife and which life you keep? I'll divorce Amanda. I'll tell her the truth. I'll give her whatever she wants in the settlement, and I'll spend the rest of my life making this up to you. I stared at him. You think I'd stay with you after this? I'm hoping. I'm praying. Because I love you. Because we have 7 years together. Because before you found that ring, we were happy. We had a good life. That can be real again. It was never real, Ethan. It was half a life built on lies. Every time you touched me, you'd touched her. Every time you said you loved me, you'd said the same thing to her. Every time I thought we were building something together, you were building the same thing with someone else. That's not a life I can live. Please don't do this. Please give me a chance to prove I can be better. Better than what? Better than a bigamist? Better than a liar? Better than someone who could look his wife in the eye every single day and lie about having another wife and a child? The bar is pretty low, Ethan. He stood up, tried to come toward me, but I stepped back. Don't touch me. Don't ever touch me again. Jen, get out. Get out of this house right now. This is my house too. Is it? Or is it just one of your houses? Do you have a house in Pittsburgh too? A house where you put your daughter to bed and kiss your other wife goodnight? I rent an apartment there. I told Amanda I needed to keep it for work, for the weeks I can't come home. How convenient. A whole separate life just waiting for you every week. Tell me, what do you tell her about where you go when you're here? Does she think you're traveling for work too? Do you have a fake life you tell her about like you have a fake life you told me about? I told her I'm based in Cleveland, that I come back here for work, but my real home is with her. Your real home. The words tasted like poison. Is that true? Is Pittsburgh your real home, and this is just your satellite office? No, this is my home. You're my home. Everything with Amanda was just your other home, your other wife, your other life. Face it, Ethan. You don't have a real home. You have two fake ones, and you destroyed both of them. I went upstairs and locked myself in our bedroom. He followed, stood outside the door pleading with me to talk to him, to let him explain more, to give him a chance. I ignored him. Eventually, I heard him go downstairs. I heard the TV turn on. I lay in our bed, staring at the ceiling, and I tried to figure out what to do next. I could call the police. Bigamy is illegal. He could be arrested, charged, maybe even go to jail. But what good would that do? It wouldn't undo the last 5 years. It wouldn't make any of this hurt less. It would just add more pain to an already catastrophic situation. I could call Amanda, tell her the truth, blow up her life the way mine had been blown up. But was that fair to her? She was innocent in this too, another victim of Ethan's pathological lying. And she had a daughter to think about. Did I really want to be the one to tell a 3-year-old's mother that her entire life was a lie? Or I could just leave, pack my things, file for divorce, walk away from all of it, start over somewhere new, somewhere without ghosts and lies and the wreckage of a marriage that never really existed. That seemed like the cleanest option. the one that would hurt the least in the long run. But clean doesn't mean easy. I'd built a life here. I had a job I loved, friends, routines, a house I'd put my heart into decorating. Was I supposed to abandon all of that because Ethan had made a choice to destroy everything? Why should I be the one to leave? I must have fallen asleep eventually because I woke up to sunlight streaming through the window and the sound of Ethan's voice downstairs. He was on the phone, talking in low, urgent tones. I crept to the top of the stairs and listened. I know, I'm sorry. Something came up with work. No, I can't explain right now. I need you to trust me. I'll be back tomorrow. Yes, I promise. Kiss Sophie for me. I love you too. I love you too. Said so casually, so easily. The same words he'd said to me 1,000 times, and they meant exactly as much, which is to say, nothing. Words without commitment are just sounds, empty air shaped into pleasing patterns. I came downstairs. Ethan was making coffee, moving around our kitchen like everything was normal. He looked up when he heard me. I made coffee, he said, your favorite. And I was thinking, maybe we could talk about, I want you to tell her, I interrupted. What? Amanda, I want you to tell her the truth, today, right now. Jen, I don't care what you think. You don't get to have opinions anymore. You lost that privilege when you married another woman. You're going to call her back right now, and you're going to tell her you're married to someone else, that you've been lying to her for 5 years, that everything she thinks she knows about you and her life is a lie. That will destroy her. You already destroyed her. She just doesn't know it yet. I'm giving her the gift of truth, the gift you never gave me, the choice to decide what to do with the information before years more of her life are wasted on you. What about Sophie? This will devastate her too. Sophie is 3. She'll recover. Better to have a brief memory of a father who left than years of being raised by a father who's living a double life. Call Amanda, now. His hands were shaking as he picked up his phone. He looked at me one more time, maybe hoping I'd change my mind, but I crossed my arms and waited. He dialed. Hey, it's me again, he said when she answered. Can you sit down? I need to tell you something important. I couldn't hear her side of the conversation, but I watched his face as he told her. Watched him stumble over the words. Watched him start crying. Watched him try to explain the unexplainable. It took maybe 5 minutes. When he hung up, he looked like someone had died. She hung up on me, he said. She's not answering when I call back. Good for her. She said she's calling her lawyer. She's going to file for divorce and sole custody. She said I'll never see Sophie again. That's her choice to make. Jen, please. I know I don't deserve your sympathy, but you're right. You don't. And I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for her. She deserves to know the truth so she can make informed decisions about her life. Just like I deserve to know before I wasted 7 years on you. My phone rang. Unknown number. I answered it. Is this Jennifer Carter? A woman's voice, tight with rage and tears. Yes, this is Amanda. Amanda Carter. Apparently we're sister wives. I winced. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. Did you know about me? No. I just found out yesterday. I found a ring and a photo. How long have you been married to him? 7 years. You? 5. But I was with him for 3 years before that. He told me... Her voice broke. He told me he'd broken up with someone. He said you didn't matter. He said I was the love of his life. He told me the same thing. I have a daughter with him. Do you have kids? No. We were talking about it. Planning for it. She laughed. Bitter and broken. He has a daughter, and he was planning to have more kids with you? What was he going to do? Split his time between 2 families? Have kids in 2 different cities? And just pretend neither set existed when he was with the other? I don't know. I don't understand any of this. I'm sorry, she said after a moment. I'm sorry for being angry at you. You're a victim here too. So are you. This isn't our fault. This is all him. I called a lawyer. I'm filing for divorce. I'm going to take him for everything. He won't see Sophie again unless it's supervised visits. I don't blame you. What are you going to do? The same thing. Divorce. Move on. Try to rebuild my life. Do you still love him? She asked quietly. I looked at Ethan, sitting at our kitchen table with his head in his hands. Did I still love him? I'd loved the man I thought he was. Faithful, honest, devoted. But that man didn't exist. The real Ethan was a stranger, someone capable of depths of deception I couldn't fathom. How do you love someone you never really knew? No, I said. I don't think I ever loved him. I loved the lie he told me about who he was. Yeah, Amanda said. Me too. We hung up after exchanging email addresses, promising to share information about lawyers and settlements. It was surreal, bonding with the other wife over the mutual destruction of our lives. But there was something comforting in it too. I wasn't alone in this. Someone else understood exactly what I was going through, because she was going through it too. The next few weeks were a blur of lawyers and paperwork and dividing up a life I thought was mine, but turned out to be only partially mine. Ethan moved out, got an apartment somewhere. I didn't ask where, didn't care. He tried to talk to me several times, sent long emails about how sorry he was, how he wanted to make things right, how he still loved me. I deleted them all without reading past the first sentence. Amanda and I communicated occasionally, sharing war stories and legal strategies. Her lawyer had filed a criminal complaint for bigamy. My lawyer said I could do the same, but I decided against it. I didn't want revenge. I just wanted it to be over. The hardest part wasn't the logistics. It was the questioning of everything. Every memory I had of our relationship was now suspect. Had he really been at a conference in Denver, or had he been with Amanda? When he said he was too tired for sex, was it because he'd already been with her that week? When he gave me jewelry for Christmas, had he given her the same thing? Every moment of happiness I thought we'd shared might have been a lie, a performance. One half of a double life he was living. I went to therapy, tried to make sense of it all. My therapist said some people are capable of compartmentalizing to a pathological degree, that Ethan probably wasn't a sociopath, but had developed an incredible ability to separate his two lives to avoid confronting his choices. She said I needed to forgive myself for not seeing it, that the signs were there but designed to be invisible, that I'd trusted because trust is what you're supposed to do in a marriage. But forgiveness was hard. I kept going over everything in my mind, looking for the red flags I'd missed. The way he never wanted me to surprise him at the airport when he came home. The way he always showered immediately after traveling. The way he kept his work phone locked and never let me see it. The way he sometimes called me by the wrong name, just a syllable off, like he'd started to say Amanda and course-corrected. I'd thought I was being paranoid when I noticed these things. Turned out, I was being observant. The divorce was finalized 6 months after I found the ring. I got the house, half his retirement account, and alimony for 3 years. Amanda got a larger settlement because of Sophie, plus child support and the apartment in Pittsburgh. Ethan was living in a studio across town, working a new job because his old company fired him when the bigamy charges became public. I heard through mutual friends that he was drinking too much, had aged dramatically, looked like a shadow of himself. I didn't feel bad for him. I didn't feel anything for him. He was a stranger who'd stolen 7 years of my life, and now he was gone. That was all that mattered. I considered moving, starting over somewhere new, but I decided to stay. Why should I give up my home, my job, my friends because of his choices? I'd already lost enough. So I stayed and rebuilt my life piece by piece. I repainted the house, got rid of furniture that reminded me too much of him, filled the spaces with new things that were entirely mine. I dated eventually, though it was hard. How do you trust someone after that? How do you believe anything anyone tells you when you've learned so viscerally that people can lie with absolute conviction? Every man I dated, I found myself looking for signs of deception. Double-checking their stories, Googling them obsessively. I knew it was unhealthy, knew I was letting Ethan's betrayal poison my ability to connect with anyone else. But knowing and fixing are different things. 2 years after the divorce, I met Tom at a friend's dinner party. He was a high school teacher, divorced, with a teenage son who lived with him half the time. He was honest about his past, about the mistakes he'd made in his marriage, about the work he'd done to become better. He didn't try to sell me a perfect version of himself. He just showed up as he was, flawed, trying, human. We took it slow. Slower than I'd have liked sometimes, but I needed slow. I needed time to learn to trust again. Tom was patient, never pushed. Let me set the pace. He gave me access to his phone without me asking. He introduced me to his son after 2 months. He took me to his school and introduced me to his colleagues. Everything about him was open, transparent, the opposite of Ethan's careful compartmentalization. I need you to know something, I told him 6 months in. I may never fully trust you, not because of anything you've done, but because of what was done to me. I'm going to question things sometimes. I'm going to need reassurance. I'm going to be more suspicious than I should be, and I don't know if that will ever fully go away. I understand, he said, and I'm okay with that. Trust is earned, not given. You don't owe me anything. We'll build this together, at whatever speed feels right for you. We got engaged 2 years later. It was simple. No elaborate production, just a quiet dinner at home, and a question asked with tears in his eyes. I know marriage is complicated for you after everything you've been through, but I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? I said yes, but I also said, I need you to know that I'm going to struggle with this. The idea of marriage, of trusting someone with that kind of commitment again, it terrifies me. Then we won't call it marriage, he said. We'll call it partnership, or companionship, or anything else that doesn't trigger the trauma. The word doesn't matter, the commitment does. We got married in a courthouse with just our closest friends. No big wedding, no elaborate vows, no pretense that this was some fairy tale beginning. Just 2 people who'd both been hurt choosing to try again anyway. It was small and honest and real in a way my first wedding never was. I still think about Ethan sometimes, about Amanda and Sophie. I wonder if he ever tried to see his daughter, if Amanda let him back into her life in any capacity. I wonder if he found someone else to deceive, if he's living another double life somewhere. Or maybe he learned something from losing everything. Maybe he's different now. But that's not my concern anymore. What I learned from that second wedding ring in Ethan's drawer is that you can never really know another person completely. We're all capable of hiding parts of ourselves, of lying, of compartmentalizing uncomfortable truths. But there's a difference between normal human imperfection and pathological deception. There's a difference between keeping small secrets and constructing an alternate reality. I learned to listen to my instincts, to trust that uncomfortable feeling when something doesn't add up. I learned that love without transparency is just a beautiful lie. I learned that I'm stronger than I thought I was, that I could survive having my entire life revealed as a fiction and still build something real from the ruins. Most importantly, I learned that the worst thing you can do to someone isn't breaking their heart. It's making them doubt their own reality, making them question their own judgment, making them wonder if anything they experienced was real. That's the lasting damage of betrayal on this scale. Not the pain of loss, but the erosion of trust in your own perceptions. I'm okay now. Better than okay. I have a husband who shows me every day that love doesn't have to be complicated or secretive. I have a life that's fully mine, not shared unknowingly with some other version in another city. I have peace, finally, after years of chaos I didn't know I was living in. But sometimes, late at night, I still wonder about the person I was before I found that ring. The woman who believed everything she was told, who never questioned, who trusted completely. Part of me misses her innocence, her ability to take things at face value, but mostly, I'm grateful she's gone. She couldn't have survived what came next. I can. I did. And that's worth more than innocence ever was. The second wedding ring destroyed my life, but it also saved me from wasting any more years on a lie. For that, despite everything, I'm grateful. Not to Ethan. Never to Ethan, but to chance, to fate, to whatever force led me to that sock drawer on that Thursday afternoon. Sometimes the worst moments of your life are also the most necessary. Sometimes the truth, no matter how devastating, is the only thing that can set you free.